Let's get salty!
Hey everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and today I wanted to go over something kind of light, not the most hot topic of issues. It's actually not an issue at all. It's something I've been asked a lot, and I had it recently popped up in my comments about golden cards. We show off all the time deck lists, like when I'm going through what decks you should play, right? We have the Kazakhstan Druid. It's usually all golden, and that's because I have spent an obscene amount of money in Hearthstone, and I have acquired a ridiculous amount of golden cards. And well, I thought today we could go through my collection and kind of just go through some of my favorites and show them off and kind of show you the absolute absurdity that is my collection. And kind of to start off, my golden craze, to be honest, wasn't even with the cards themselves. It was the portraits. Portraits were the first thing that really caught my eye with golden. Basically, if you're not aware, if you hit 500 wins with a specific class, you get a golden portrait, and then they added in 1,000 win portraits were just, you know, special golden portraits. Still golden, but regardless, this was the one that always caught my eye though, was Garrosh Hellscream. The way the whole fire in the background, I was like, oh my god, I have to get Golden Warrior. And this is back before like Pirate Warrior was a thing. This was when it was just Wallet Warriors, right? And Patron Warrior. And I will be happy to say that I did get it with not Mean Street, sorry. I got this Golden Warrior portrait with the old gods. I played like a Dragon Warrior back then. But yes, the portraits were what kind of got me into it. And then it started to be more of cards. And the first ever deck I crafted entirely golden was a mage deck. It was like a Tempo Flamewaker Mage. And it's a good way of knowing that I've done this because I have one Golden Arcane Blast, because the net deck had one Golden Arcane Blast, and some of my favorite golden cards are from this deck. Sorcerer's Apprentice, which is sadly 3 mana, but the animation still remains amazing. Flamewaker, and I guess I'm a sucker for like the whole animated flame thing. Always thought that looked really sick. Azure Drake was a really cool part of that deck, and honestly, this was like one of the most value golden crafts I ever had back in the day, because this card just went into everything. And I'll leave off with a card that was just auto included in like every deck back then. Dr. Boom, not only getting, I mean, look at the amazing lightning going on, the boom bots, but you would also spawn these boom bots, which were also animated. And why doesn't it just show up here? Show the hero powers, we should show tokens on the side. But regardless, that was like my first ever deck where I played it so much and I'm like, I might as well craft it golden. And then oh my god, the addiction kicked in, and basically ever since then I have crafted every deck that I've played a lot. I don't typically craft every deck golden, although now that I'm streaming I basically do. They have all these golden bundles we buy on stream, and I just thought, why not just scroll through and we can pick and choose some of our favorites from each class. And I guess we could start off with the good old Demon Hunter class, which is not that old. It's actually the only new class in the game, and some of my favorite goldens from here. So I haven't played a ton of Demon Hunter. I have just under 2,000 wins, but I loved Soul Fragment Demon Hunter, and some of the Soul Fragment cards kind of stood out to me for that reason. And I guess the one that really stands out for me that I really liked was Sociologist Milicia. I don't know if it's the strong purple and her holding whatever, and then you get the 3/3s tokens. They would look incredible. I always thought that one looked really nice. Another really cool golden card though is Imprison Anton. If you wait for it, he's got this laser beam or something that shoots from his head, and it's just a really cool effect, and you don't see that too much in really cool card. And it got nerfed. I think wasn't this the card that got nerfed in one day, so you could enjoy that for about a second if you had it. We all know I love to play a lot of Druid, and cards like Solar Eclipse, again, the whole flame thing going on, kind of stick out a little bit to me. But overall, I'm just thinking offhand, like, what are the Druid cards that I love? And Fandrel's one of them. Fandrel Staghelm, yes. Him golden, the whole, I don't know what you would call that, the fire burning in his hands, his devilish eyes kind of lighting up, and the big smile going. Just a really cool golden card. And this is one that I really hope will be in the core set. I think that'd be a really cool core set edition, and well, maybe we'll see that in the near future or not, but that's definitely one that sticks out to me. As well as, of course, there's other amazing golden cards. Whispering Woods looks really spectacular. Just that whole blue orb in the hand and all of that, very nice. Another epic, of course. I like the rarity gritty on these make the make the animations a little bit better. I gotta stand out, of course. Wildheart Guff, love the card, although his animation's not that spectacular. But Aya Blackpaw always looked really cool to me with the whole leaves, and she's got, I don't know what that is, if that's a bow and arrow or not, but really cool one from Mean Streets of Gadgetzin with the whole Jade Golems, which not that loved, but Aya is a pretty sweet card. I'll leave off with one that you actually can't really see that well in the game with Tarantus. Really cool looking card. You see like the dinosaurs going in the background and the whole like almost Jurassic Park type of feel, but the whole effect when he was not textless kind of blurs it all. But if you actually look at a gold animation, pretty nice. And you gotta give a shout out to Hadronox too, who's like literally foaming at the mouth or drooling at the mouth. Also a pretty cool one. I'm not much of a hunter player, gotta be honest. Another class I do not have 2,000 wins with, but I gotta give a shout out to my boy, the Rat King. He's got that cheese on a fork. He's bobbing up and down. He is looking mischievous. Will he ever be a big meta player on ladder? Who knows? It's sure not seeming likely these days, but oh my goodness, does he look pretty sweet. And we got some pretty cool late game cards. Deathstalker Rexar, one of my favorite golden crafts, because not only does he look badass, the hero power looks badass, but also every zombie you make is fully golden. So absolutely one of my favorites. You gotta love that value. And I'll give a quick shout out to actually Call of the Wild. I just think the whole 3 animal companions bursting out of fire. Am I obsessed with fire? I might be. Just looks really awesome. I've already talked about my kind of highlights from Mage, but I'll give a shout out to Astromancer Solarian, and the Solarian Prime. Always thought looked incredible golden and was one of the main reasons I just really like the card. And even a common like this, Confection Cyclone. I just love the whole like tornado feel of it. It just looks really, really nice and one of my favorite goldens. And I absolutely got to give a shout out to Frostlich Jaina, one of my favorite cards of all time. Looks amazing. Get golden water elementals, and it just, oh, this one just, and they never even nerfed the appearance of this card. It is intact, amazing, and you just gotta love Frostlich Jaina. For Paladin, also a class I haven't played a ton. I think I have like maybe 3,000-ish wins. I mean, for most people, that's a lot, but for someone who has like over 25,000 total wins, not the highest played, but there are a couple of really nice goldens. I actually really like Wicker Flame Burn Bristle, his cannon shooting off. I always thought this was a really cool control-ish mid-range card. Doesn't really see play anymore, but one of my favorites back from the day. We also got Call to Arms, broken card, but really cool art. Got like, it looks like a dragon in the background and just a whole rallying group coming in there. And we have also, you gotta love Burlock Knight. You just gotta wait for it. When that tongue comes out, boom, gets that fly. It gets me literally every time. And I'll leave off with probably one of my favorite goldens, just period, in any class. It doesn't matter. Ragnaros Light Lord, 8 mana, 8/8 elemental that restores 8 health to your friendly character. My God, does that look awesome. And I'm sad he doesn't see much play, but Engine's budget Paladin, the list actually runs this card. So it's kind of seen a little bit of play lately. So that's pretty cool. For Priest, you know, my hatred for Priest, mainly just a random aspect. I actually don't hate the class. I'm thinking off the top of my head, just looking at it, what art I really like. I actually always liked Mana Geode back in the day. I always thought this card would see play at some point. Like, oh, you get a 2/2. Man, imagine that. That's value in Hearthstone back in the day, 2/2. Never really saw play, but was a pretty nice looking card. Another one that really stands out to me is Zarella. I just love this card. To me, just feels so Priest. It's healing, it's a board clear, and she just looks spectacular. Just I don't know, it's like a heavenly feel with that gem in her hand. I just absolutely love Zarella in like almost every form. Lyra, the Sun Shard, just looks like a badass elemental that summons infinite Priest spells. Just tremendous looking card. A recent addition to my list, Amida, absolutely looks amazing, especially when you keep resummoning it. And I got that damn achievement done already. I did need help with that, by the way. Thank you to Otters, who was streaming at the same time. But yeah, Amida absolutely looks amazing. A really good recent addition to the list. And I guess we'll leave off with Murazan the Infinite. This is one spectacular looking legendary dragon, and my goodness, did it tilt me when it was randomly generated all the time by like rogues or dragon queens and all of that. Rogue has had a bunch of really cool gold golden legend or golden cards period, whether it's a Jade Shuriken you got in there that looks really sweet. I always thought Shaku looked pretty awesome, and honestly, by the way, this could be another core set card, although Vanessa has been a really nice addition. I have to say though, one of my absolute favorite golden cards of all time is Shaman Corpse Flower. The way it would bob up and down, would dance when it would get resummoned, just such a really cool card. It would go dormant, you play 4 cards and in turn revive it. I love this card, played it a ton of Miracle Rogue back in the day. Jandis, again, an absolute standout, and even though there's a diamond version of her, I still prefer the golden. I just think it's perfect. And a recent addition to the list, Smokescreen, another amazing looking card, and it's 8 mana and it draws cards and may trigger Death Rattle. Still, it's a meme card, but it's a pretty nice looking one at that. Shaman also has a bunch of really cool cards, especially like the elementals and the murlocs and all of that. A recent one I kind of like is just Cookie the Cook. He's getting in there, getting that stew going, just looks really cool, really just animated, if you pardon the horrible pun, I guess, but I really like that one. Even like this weaponized wasp, and you see its wings flickering in the background, and the whole shot going off on the top of that little cobra is really cool. I got a spot in my heart for Volcano. Not only is the whole Volcano Ungoro board animation really cool, you got Volcano itself that looks pretty spectacular. And as much as he's terrorized everybody, you kind of got to respect the Shutterwalk animation. He's got the claws that bite, the jaws that whatever, you know the words. And yeah, he looks pretty damn good. Warlock has had some pretty broken stuff, some pretty cool golden cards. I like my Golden Defile, to be honest with you. One of my favorites. I actually really like Demonic Assault, the whole like the shooting rays and Tamsman looking badass with the demons in the background there. Envoy Rustwix looks pretty badass, and not only do you have him golden, but you get golden prime shuffled into your deck, and that's some value. But how could you go wrong with golden Jiraxis? We all have this one as long as you're high enough level. The golden Inferno's really awesome, and well, coupled with an amazing looking golden Mal'Ganis, you can have some pretty cool immunity going on. And our last class we have here is Warrior, one of my favorite classes. Always really enjoyed golden ETC. His animation is amazing, but he goes along pretty well with it. Kargath Blade Fist, because he generates the Kargath Prime. Both look absolutely sweet, especially when the prime slams down on the board. It's like pretty much a sight to behold. Dr. Boom Mad Genius has a place in my heart, and I still got to put him on this list because, well, he got me rank 1 legend, and his buttons were all animated. The drone, you could get more golden mechs and microbots and all the like. Just a really cool golden card. And the legendaries, I mean, there's so many awesome looking ones. Deathwing, Mad Aspect, Grommash, Hellscream, even Rodface, which would spawn other golden legendaries. King Mosh just looked like a badass dinosaur. Rattlegore, every version of it you get is golden, and just, yeah, Warrior really hits the spot on the golden legendary. And then of course you have all the neutrals, and I have like hundreds of pages to flip through. So let's skip to the end where all the big bombs are. Already mentioned Dr. Boom, but Golden Mutinous with his eyes bugging out, really cool one. That one always sticks out to me. Kazakhstan, recent edition, you get all the treasures golden, and they all look pretty freaking sweet. The Lich King looks absolutely tremendous golden, and honestly, they need to make a diamond version of the Lich King. I feel like if they're ever gonna do one from Frozen Throne, the Lich King is the guy to hit up. Raid Boss Nyxia looks absolutely spectacular golden, especially when you summon all those whelps to go with it, as well as I gotta give a shout out just to the old gods in general, whether it's Yogg, Yasharaj, we've got N'Zoth. Mecha'thun kind of counts as an old god, I guess. Regular Cthulhu, the old Cthulhu, and of course, nerfed N'Zoth. All the old gods look spectacular. So let me know in the comments below what some of your favorite golden cards are, and I hope you guys enjoyed a little lighthearted video taking a look at some of my favorite goldens, and we'll get back to praising Hearthstone tomorrow. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and stay salty, my friends.